last 18 months or so, a group of economic students from Burma and I have been tracking the inflation rates in the country. So we have been looking at the things like healthcare, transportation, communications, and then the prices of basic food items. And according to our calculations, for the last 1 year, which is like May of 2023 to the 2024 May, the estimated inflation rate has been around 35%. Well, one of the main reasons, I don't want to be dispelling the elephant in the room, which is the military coup. The mismanagement of the economy after the coup has led to the high inflation in the country. So in particular, after the coup, we had a political unrest in the country, and after that, it's led to the civil disobedience movement, and also the later on the internal conflicts. So when we have internal conflicts, we do have the disruptions of goods and services production, not just the production, but also the transportations as well. In addition to that, after the coup, one of the major things that has led to the high inflation has been the corruption in the country as well. So those people who do the businesses, not just the cost of transportations, not just the cost of production per se, but also they have to bribe the officials. So when you combine all those things, that led to the high inflation for the food items, and then so on. Another reason is, simply because of the internal warfare. So when they have the limited number of the money coming in, limited amount of money coming in, the revenues has been decreasing, and at the same time, the Burmese military has been needing to spend a lot of money for the military purposes. So they need to spend more money, but not that much revenues coming in. So what would they do? Well, they will be printing more money. So that led to the additional increase in inflation. So when you combine all of those things, that led to the very high inflation rate in the country. The high inflation is not good for anybody, but in general, for the richer individuals, they know how to hedge for the high inflation. They can diversify their assets. So, for example, they can invest in the real estate, they can buy the gold, they can buy the US dollars, and then so on. So when they know how to diversify, when they have sufficient amount of the money to diversify, they can really mitigate the impact of higher inflation. So whereas those people who are in the middle class, I mean, we don't have much of a middle class anymore right now, but the so-called the middle class, and then those people who are poorer individuals, they have no choice whatsoever. They don't have much of economic opportunities. They don't have jobs, but at the same time, prices of goods and services, and then the healthcare as well, they have increased so much. So yeah, the high inflation usually have give up a higher burden to those people who are the middle class, and then the poorer individuals. You have a lot of liquidity coming in to the country, but a fixed amount of goods and services are produced. So the supply of the money and the quantities of goods and services that are circulating in the country are not proportional. So that will lead to a higher inflation in the country. So whenever a country has that illegal activities coming in without really able to produce much of goods and services, then there's no doubt that we would have a high inflation. The whole idea of we having a high inflation is because they had been printing lots and lots of money. So to solve the problem, if they are to print more money, I don't think that that will be mitigating the inflation whatsoever. Printing more money will never solve the problem of a high inflation. But of course, if they need revenues to spend the money in the economy, they have to pay the higher spending on the military or the other things that they need. Printing more money might solve the problems in the short run, but printing more money is not going to solve the inflation problems in the longer term at all. So unless we have we as the Burma, unless we have the structural reforms or the improving the fiscal policies and then improving the monetary policies and then the stabilizing the economic activities or the stabilizing the political activities, this we will be experiencing the continued increase in the inflation in the country. The view is not going to be that bright whatsoever, and that accounts for many attributes. One of the attributes has been that Burma has been experiencing loss of brain drain, and Burma has been experiencing the loss of migration. People who are leaving the country, especially that the working age population has been leaving the country in the last 3 years, and in particular, since since the beginning of this year, the younger age population has been leaving the country. So when a country has the educated people who are leaving, and at the same time the working age population is leaving as well, the future of Burma will not be bright at all.